WFTX-TV.com.
Live from Southwest Florida's news source, Fox 4 News at 10.
We've raised $21,087.
So mission accomplished, a generous donation helping to fast forward a plan to build a new park in one of Fort Myers' oldest neighborhoods. Area businesses and residents stepping up to the plate to help make the project happen. Fox 4's Adam Pinsker tells us how it came together so quickly.
I'd like to donate $1,000.
It's a scene reminiscent of the Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Donations pouring in for a good cause.
It's good to see community come together, and the love of giving is definitely in this neighborhood.
That neighborhood is Fort Myers Villas. Rob Wan has been spearheading an effort to build a park on 2 acres of land that's been in this neighborhood for decades. Wan began raising money 2 years ago. His goal seemed very far off until this week.
We got a phone call from a Fort Myers resident that approached us with a $15,000 matched grant just this past Wednesday.
The momentum continued throughout the week and into Saturday. Neighbors finding a way to pitch in, large and small.
Someone was cleaning out their change in their ashtray, and they said, well, I have 8 kids, so this is all I can give right now, but we will be using that park, so that means everything.
Edison Auto Service owner Mark Cox also wants his kids to use the park, so he donated $5,000.
My wife said, we need to put a swing set in our backyard. I said, well, let's do one better than that. Let's help the villas out and put one that everybody can enjoy.
By the middle of the day, the goal was achieved, and for Juan, it's personal. He started Caleb's Crusade in 2009. The foundation raises money for families with children fighting cancer. Juan's son Caleb was just a few years old when he lost his battle with leukemia.
Up until 2 days before he passed, he was swinging on our backyard swing set, so he really lived life to the full, start right up to the end.
And thanks to generous neighbors who have come together for one cause, these kids will have a place where they can go and just be kids. In Fort Myers, Adam Pinsker, Fox 4, in your corner.
Thank you, Adam. Some generous donations there. Ground will be broken on the park as soon as the right equipment is purchased, and it should be ready for kids to play in by early September, or by early summer, rather. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, you'll be able to tour replicas of Christopher Columbus's ships in Fort Myers. They departed from Naples this week and will remain docked in Pinchers Marina on West 1st Street through next Wednesday. And if you're interested in climbing aboard, admission is only $8 for adults, $7 for senior citizens, and $6 for students aged 5 to 16. Children under 4 get in for free. The ships are open from 9 to 6. A heads up, if you live in Lee County, you may notice some changes to your tap water starting next month. Come May 1st, Lee County Utilities will be converting its water disinfectant process, and that's expected to last through the 29th. It's considered a routine measure, and it's meant to ensure your water remains safe for use. Officials say your water may taste or smell a little different, but it is safe to drink. University of Texas researchers are working on a fast way people can test mosquitoes to see if they have the Zika virus. Freshman researchers at UT are hard at work refining a do-it-yourself Zika virus test kit. This early prototype has someone put the mosquito in the kit. The device will come with a cell phone reader, and results will be ready in less than an hour.
The great thing about the cell phone, potentially also with respect to public participation in public health, is you could upload the results. You could actually have GPS localization of Zika here, Zika here, Zika here, Zika not there.
Researchers are not sure whether this device will be marketed to the public. The team is looking for additional funding for this project. The university says because Zika came around so fast, traditional funding is only beginning to catch up.
Well, if you're looking for some good weather for tomorrow, I do have some of that in the forecast for you. Things are clear out there right now, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, You might not think so because there's some fog that's going to develop. We'll explain here in just a moment. Currently, though, things are very quiet in southwestern Florida. You can see lots of clear skies out there. Temperatures are comfortable as well. We're sitting into the low 70s. Things going to cool off just by a couple of degrees through tomorrow morning. And the wind out there right now is out of the northwest, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's a comfortable evening, a little bit sticky with the dew points out there into the mid to upper 60s. Now, the interesting thing is the temperature is going to cool to the dew point tonight. And that means we have some fog in the forecast. So if we take a look here at our timeline through tomorrow morning, about 6 a.m. you can see here if you're rising, well, the fog is there. But the good news is by the time we get to about 10 a.m., the fog begins to burn off and move out. We have some great sunshine in the forecast. Just how warm will it get? The details are coming up.
A doctor has been fired from a Miami hospital 3 months after a video surfaced on YouTube showing her hitting and screaming profanities at an Uber driver. Jackson Health System officials releasing a statement Friday saying that fourth-year neurology resident Anjali Ramanuskun would be terminated. She's been on administrative leave since a video showing her hitting an Uber driver, then demanding a ride, and a profanity-laced rant went public after the incident. Ramkisoon apologized and acknowledged there was no excuse for her actions. Uber will pay out up to $100 million in the settlement of 2 class action lawsuits brought by drivers. Even with the payout, it's a victory for Uber's business model, allowing the company to continue classifying drivers as independent contractors. The money will be paid to drivers based on the number of miles they've driven. Uber must also create certain protections for drivers who are removed from the ride-sharing service. Ashley Madison customers caught up in a hack attack that revealed their personal information cannot sue the infidelity dating website under the pseudonym John Doe. A federal judge ruling 42 plaintiffs must make their names known for the class action lawsuit to go forward. They're suing Ashley Madison for lacking the proper safeguards from a massive hack. Ashley Madison offered a full delete option to permanently remove names from the database, but more than 32 million names remained on the company's servers and were revealed by the hackers. Lawyers for the plaintiffs arguing there is a legal precedent for remaining anonymous while suing a company. A U.S. District Court judge denied the motion. Good news for air travelers. Low airfare prices are here to stay. That's great news. Or at least until 2017, according to the nation's largest airline, American. The carrier attributes low fares to a number of issues, including low-cost carriers with bigger planes and weaker business travel. All 4 of the major airlines, you know them, American, United, Delta, and Southwest, have plans for lower fares this year. Some families may have more options now when it comes to finding affordable internet. AT&T announcing a new plan to provide discontinued internet access discounted internet access as low as $5 a month to low-income families. Any home where at least one person receives food stamps will be eligible for the new program. AT&T will offer internet connection speeds of 3 megabytes per second for $5 a month. Faster speeds will cost $10 a month. The offering is part of an agreement AT&T made with the FCC as part of last year's DirecTV merger and will be available until 2020. Should help a lot of people. A heads up for business owners in Charlotte County. The sheriff's office warning you about a scam involving Florida Power and Light. Deputies say scammers posing as utility reps are calling local businesses claiming their account is delinquent and that their power will be shut off if they don't send funds immediately. Deputies urging you not to comply, as this is a scam. The search is on for a Cape Coral couple caught on camera using a child as a lookout while stealing more than $900 worth of razors, razors, from a local CVS. It happened on February 8th at the store on Northeast Pine Island Road. The woman approaching the cashier asking for help as the child stood there at the end of the razor aisle. He was the lookout, while the man swiped dozens of razors from a case that required a key to open. The trio was then seen taking off in a white hatchback SUV or minivan. If you know anything about this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-780-TIPS. Speaking of Crime Stoppers, after a series of business burglaries in Fort Myers, police need the public's help in identifying the troublesome teens who were involved. Trish Rout with Crime Stoppers has the story on how your information can help stop these teens before their actions become more aggressive.
3 teenagers out way past their curfews went on a multi-store burglary spree last month in Fort Myers, leaving behind thousands of dollars in damage. The question is, who are these misguided young men?
They may think, you know, this is just fun and games and we only took $10 or a shovel or what have you. Doesn't matter. They're all, you know, it's all a felony.
The shenanigans took place around 2:30 a.m. on March 5th when 2 white and 1 black male attempted to break into the Family Dollar store on Fowler Street.
Once they were unsuccessful in gaining entry into that store, they traveled down the alley to Fuji's Automotive, broke into that business, stayed there for quite some time.
Next up on the trifecta of break-ins was the Fort Myers Bakery. Detectives believe the teens used cars from Fuji's to help propel themselves over the fence to gain access to the bakery.
They basically just went down the line from the Family Dollar to Fuji's Automotive to the Fort Myers Bakery.
All in all, a few items and less than $100 in cash was stolen from the 3 businesses. But the damage they caused in the process left small business owners with big bills for repairs.
I think they probably ended up doing a lot more damage, monetarily wise, than actually things they stole.
After the trio finished pillaging through the businesses, they fled on foot with none of the damage detected until the next morning. But their mischievous ways didn't end there. 5 days later, the Fort Myers Bakery was broken into again in an identical manner from the weekend before.
Access was gained the same exact way, so I'm pretty positive it's the same group of kids.
The 2 black suspects wore masks and gloves during the burglaries, and the white male had no mask and wore an Aeropostale hoodie. And unless someone can step up and put names with these faces, detectives fear that the teens' criminal behavior will only continue.
They graduate from this to burglarizing houses, and then the next thing you know, they're burglarizing a house with an occupant in it. And that puts the occupant and them in danger if there's firearms in the house. So this, I mean, you know, this is just the beginning if they don't stop.
For Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, I'm Trish Rout.
Anyone with information on the identities and the whereabouts of these young burglars is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-780-TIPS. A labor of love.
And I wanted to be as big as I could possibly make it.
How one man is restoring his father's dream to benefit his community. But first,
I'm willing to donate a piece of skin.
Showing his appreciation with an unusual donation. How one man is giving back to veterans. That's next on Fox 4 News at 10.